Hey everyone, Linda here again with you from Gunlock Lane Jewelry. Hope everybody's having a lovely week and a weekend or just had a nice weekend anyway. By the time this comes out, the weekend would have been over. So this week, something different, not a link this week, but a pair of Christmas earrings. So if you're looking for something to wear on Christmas Day or wear out to a Christmas party or whatever event you've got happening, I thought I'd show you my style of a Christmas earring. So this is it, guys. Looks like a little Christmas tree. That's the idea of it, with its ornaments on there and little dangle at the bottom there. I said during my video that I'd show a picture of these later, but I quickly oxidized them and just cleaned them up roughly with the Dremel, and I will put these through the tumbler after I've done this video. So that's the earrings. I hope you enjoy the video. I'll see you all soon. Okay, I don't know what happened to the volume in this part, me speaking, but it didn't turn out, so I'm voicing over. So I've got a piece of 18 gauge wire here, and it's 14 centimeters long. I've come down to the 6th run on my mandrel, and I'm bending that wire around, and I'm making that triangle shape. Make sure you press it in firmly so you get nice corners. You won't get crisp corners, but you'll get nice corners by pushing it in firmly. This audio played up for about the first 5 or 6 minutes of this, and then it reverts back to normal audio. So, yeah, as I said, I don't know what went wrong there. I'm coming in here with my flat nose pliers, and I'm just going to straighten that wire so it's vertical to the triangle. And I'm just going to grab the tail wire here and just get a loop sort of started. I'm just giving that wire some memory so it knows where I want it to be. And slipping that off now, and as you can see, it's not perfect, so I'm going to push it over so that I get that nice shaped triangle there. This audio is about 6 minutes, I think, when I'm talking in it, and then it reverts back to normal. Okay, so I'm going to do start wrapping the loop there. I'm going to wrap it twice, nice and firmly. Just bring pliers in if you need them to help you. One of these days my videos will go nice and smoothly for me. Okay, I'm going to flush cut that end of the wire there and tap it down. Tap the burr down so it's not scratchy. And I've got that nice triangle shape, and I'm happy with that. I'm just going to put that aside, and I'm coming in with a piece of 20 gauge wire now that's 26 centimeters long. And I'm just going to leave about a 4 centimeter tail on this. And I'm going to start my loops. I'm grabbing hold of that wire there, and I'm bending it up over the top of my round nose pliers. And I want a teardropped shape loop. And I'm not 100% happy with that shape, so I'm just fixing that up. So I'm coming over to the other side, and I'm doing exactly the same thing up over the top of the round nose pliers, getting that teardrop shape, and bringing the wire down to start the next loop on the opposite side. Now if you notice here, when I put my pliers in, I'm putting them out a little bit from that loop because I want them to be graduated, these loops, as they're coming down to form that Christmas tree shape. And then doing the same thing on the other side. Just bringing that wire up and over. And I also only do a few of these, and then I go off camera and I come back when I've finished doing the loops. So I just wanted to let you know that when all of a sudden it's finished, the loops are finished. So I'm doing the third one now. And then here's where I tell you that I'm going off camera, and I'll come back when I'm finished doing those loops. So audio commences again now for the normal audio. Okay, I'm back. I've had all sorts of gremlins happening here with this filming. I don't know what's going to happen in the edit. I can't believe it. If it's not one thing, it's something else. Okay, so this is what we've got. So I left you when I'd done a couple of these. So you just continue on and making sure that you make each one come out at a further angle. So we're up to our little tail end here. So I'm just going to grab my round nose pliers. And this is going to be way too long. I'm going to cut a little bit off now. And just cut a little bit off at a time. Don't take too much, just in case. You can always keep cutting, but you can't add it back on. So just keep that in mind. So I've just taken a little bit off there to start with. And I'm just going to turn a loop here. Just like that. And then I'm just going to come in at a different angle. Only because I'm under a camera. You don't have to do this. You can just turn it whichever way is more comfortable for you. Get that loop around. That's not a very good one. These things are always hard to do under camera, guys. Sorry, but it's just the way it is. I do my best, and it doesn't always turn out the way I want it to turn out. And I'm going to have to trim. I probably cut a little bit too much off that loop. I should have, off the tail. I should have left it, but anyway. So I'm going to come in, and if I can get hold of that. I've been trying to film this thing here for 2 days now. That's just one thing after another keeps happening, and it just gets me all worked up, and you know, you just the fear of failure. Anyway, you get the idea. What you need is a loop there at the bottom. That is terrible, terrible loop. I'm not going to fiddle with that anymore. It's just going to get to me otherwise. Okay, so now I'm going to get my hammer and block my metal hammer. And that's my good side. So I'm just figuring out my good side, and I want to spread these apart a little bit. And before you hammer, it's probably a good time to check it against your frame. You just want them hanging over, you know, you can have them hanging over as far as you want, but my idea is just to have them hanging over a bit. And I want my terrible loop here, I can pull that down a little bit, to be sitting at the bottom like that. Anyway, I can fiddle with that a little bit more once we've hammered it, because it's going to spread out anyway. And yeah, but the main objective is just to check it against your frame to make sure it's sort of sitting like that. Okay, let's hammer this guy. So you just want the outside edges. Oops, I've got stuff falling over. Just the outside edges like that. And that's just for strength, and also it makes it look nice. So I'm trying not to hammer where the wire crosses. I'm just trying to hammer those actual edges of the loop. Just do that one a bit more gently because it's in a little bit close. And see, he's way out of shape now. Push him back up. And then just catch that bottom loop as well, the horrible one there that I did. The one on the original, the first one I did, you'll see is a lot better because I did it off camera. All right. So just squish him into place, move that out of the way now. Oh, put that in the drawer where it belongs and then it won't be in my way. Okay, so we've got that, bringing our frame back in now, making sure you got it the right way up. And as I said, it's going to be a different length and everything because it's been hammered, but we just want it to get it to sit into place. And I've got my loop totally in the wrong place. Oh my God, I'm having such a day. Alright, that's not too bad. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go off camera and make another one, and I'll come back and carry on from here because I don't want to show you this. This is terrible. Alright, I'll be back soon. Okay, I'm back, and I made another one, and why the end of that's all crappy because I started wire wrapping something else and didn't finish it, but I just grabbed this piece of wire and it just happened to be the right length, so I was happy with that. But as you can see, that loop at the bottom looks a lot better there. That's what I was aiming for, and it's sitting in a better spot. Okay, so you can wrap this, now we're going to wrap this top one here. You can do this two ways. You can either do it from the top and around like that, or you can come in from underneath, whichever way feels more comfortable. And yeah, I think it's better this way, so that's just my personal thing. Now what I'm doing here is making sure that I've got that loop at the bottom center in my triangle there. I'm just going to grab my pliers because this wire has been work hardened a bit now, so it's going to be a bit harder to wrap. And I'm just going to wrap it around. And I don't want this around too many times, not too much bulk up the top, because we will be doing some other wire wrapping. So I'm just going to maybe even just do that the once, as it's just an earring, so it's probably, no, I'll go over one more time. So it's like 1.5 wraps really. That'll do. And I'm going to trim that off. And tuck it down. There. Okay, that's sitting nicely. Yeah, I can fiddle with these a little bit later. I want to pull this one up a little bit and pull it down, but I'll get it wrapped on first. Okay, I'm going to grab some 24 gauge wire, if I can find it here. I know it's here somewhere. Where are you hiding? Here we go. I have to apologise for my nails too. I know they look terrible, but I'm going into hospital this coming week on Thursday, so I can't wear nail polish, and this is that gel polish. I just haven't had time to soak it off. I've got something there on my finger to soak it off, and yeah, before the operation, then I'll go and get my nails done again. All right, I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I'm back with you. So to save a bit of time on the video, I done my 3 initial wraps there to attach my 24 gauge wire at the bottom, so that's easy enough to do. So holding on firmly to this, you want to make sure that you're keeping your loop here at the bottom centered. So I'm just going to wrap wrap through the middle of that. You could use a 26 gauge wire for this if you wanted to, but this is going to represent tinsel or whatever, you know, some sort of decoration on your Christmas tree. So that's why I'm using a 24 gauge. Okay, now I'm going to bring that up. Get my wire to behave. Through the center there, if you can see that coming through there. And I want to attach this loop. That's what I'm doing here at the moment. Through that loop again. And bring that up nice and tight. Just checking before you finish that it's still centered. Bringing that up through that loop again, up through that gap again, I should say. Oops. Okay, now you just, we need to attach these to the frame, the Christmas tree parts, like branches or whatever you want to call them. And also just wrap it so it looks like tinsel or something on a tree. So I'm just going to come up each side and make sure each one of those branches is attached. Hopefully I can fit it through there. Yep. Oops, come back here. Okay, now because we're doing freeform, you know, there's no, I don't want to say rules. What's the word I'm looking for? You don't have to be fussy with it. So, and it is a Christmas tree, and, you know, Christmas trees, depending on how particular you are with them, you know, some people just basically throw their ornaments on there and hope for the best, and other people arrange them, you know, perfectly, and that's the same with wirework. Some people do it perfectly and everything is perfect, and other people are like me and just, you know, let their creative side just go for it. I don't know how to explain it. It's, yeah, well, as you can see, I've got all those things wired down, and I haven't, you know, fussed around with it and make it perfect or anything like that. If that's, you know, if you want something perfect, then go ahead and try and make it as perfect as you can, but I think this is way more fun and way more creative. So now I'm just going to wind through wherever I want. I'm not trying to keep my wire all nice and neat and tidy. I mean, I straighten it out a little bit, but not too much, because you don't want to work hard on it and make your job harder. I've probably come up through the wrong place there. I'll see in a minute. Oh no, that's all right. Just do it any way you like, you know, just remembering that just like you're wrapping tinsel on a Christmas tree. You know, when you're doing that, you're going in and out and round about and pull it in nice and tight if you do a loop like I did there. So anyway, I'll come back when I finish this because we've still got more to do and I don't want this video to get too long because it takes too long to upload. All right, so I'll come back when I'm finished doing this, but just keep doing what I was doing there, just and as much as you like. You know, it's as little or as much. Okay, I'm back. Now, I've finished wrapping around what I wanted to wrap through there, and I've got this piece of wire left here, and I'm just going to leave that hanging off to the side there. We're going to use that to wrap some beads on. And I've also attached here, this is some twisted wire. It's 28 gauge, and I just twisted it and wrapped it into a coil, and I've just attached, you know, the other tail end here. And why I did that was just, it saved time on video. You know, wrapping around takes time. So we're going to work with this, this coil here. So what I'm going to do is just stretch it out, and you stretch it out as much or as little as you like. This is just your own preference. And this, again, is just another tree decoration. So you don't have to add this piece if you don't want to. Totally up to you. I just think it gives dimension. But I will say that it makes it a bit harder to wrap through. You have to take your time with this part here. So as you can see, I'm just feeding it through. And obviously, the more you pull it out, the easier it is, but then the less effect that you get. So just remember that if you decide you want to add this part into it. So as I said, just take your time with it. This part takes a little bit of time, but it's a fun part to do. So, and as I said, it adds dimension. And again, we're just going to wrap that wherever you feel like wrapping it. Just find little holes to poke it through and get it through there. So once again, I'll get this bit through and then I'll go off camera and I'll do this because this obviously is going to take time to do. And as I said, I want to get the video uploaded within a couple of hours rather than a couple of days. So just feed it through like I am there. I mean, it's doable. You can see it's doable. It just takes a bit of time. So patience is a virtue. And I think jewelry making teaches you patience. It's taught me a lot of patience. Not that I don't lose the plot sometimes with it, but it has taught me, yeah, I always thought I was a pretty patient person, and I found out I wasn't as patient as I thought. So yeah, wire wrapping has taught me to be more patient. And you can see that stretching out a little bit. I can always just bend it in a little bit more if I want to and make it a little bit more kinky. But you can see the idea starting there. And I'll come back when I'm finished wrapping mine around, and we'll continue on adding beads and whatnot to it. Okay, so I'm back. So I finished winding in my twisted wire here, and I've just got him hanging off to the side there because I may want to do something else with him. Well, I probably will do something else with him. So we're going to start now with our 24 gauge wire that we've had hanging out there for a bit. And I've got some now. I don't have a lot of red in my stash. It's not a colour I like or I like to work with. But I found these little, after hunting around, these little Chinese crystal rondelles. So I decided I'd use those. So I've got 9 of them. Now, what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to group them in groups of 3, because you all know by now that I like things in groups, uneven groups. But also too, when I decorate a Christmas tree, which I haven't done for a few years, but when I used to, I would wrap 3 or 5 baubles together in a bunch and put them on the tree rather than just place one here, there, you know, everywhere. I did them in little groups. So I thought I would follow on doing what I would do if I was decorating my Christmas tree. You don't have to do this. You can do this any way you like. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to find a place to go down through there. And these little Chinese crystal rondelles have quite a good size hole, so you can fit a 24 gauge wire through them. And I've got him sitting on the side there because you're going to see the facets better that way. And then I'm going to just come up, find somewhere to come up in your work. And if you can't find somewhere, make somewhere. Just use your awl and poke a little hole in it like that. That's what I love about this type of wire wrapping. You don't have to be precise and, you know, fussy about it, measuring and marking things off, you know, like using your, what's it called, your marker, your permanent marker to mark things to make sure you've got everything exactly where it's supposed to be. And this is, to me, more about just having fun. All right, pull that in nice and tight. So don't be afraid to use your tools. Grab another bead. And just seeing where you want him to sit. And then finding somewhere to go down. Now, if you, I was going to say you could use 26 for this, but I had this hanging out from the first lot of wrapping that we did with it. You know, if you wanted to attach, you could cut that off and attach a piece of 26 gauge wire. Get him to come down nice and tight. And one thing I did want to mention too, when you were doing your wire wrapping with your, if you are doing it with your twisted wire, just make sure that you bring your loops through properly at the back, that you don't have, you know, it's quite easy to do. You think you're good, and then you look and you've got this big loop of wire at the back. So just keep an eye on the back when you're doing it. Okay, got him down. Now I'll find somewhere else to come up. Right in there. And even with this wire, when you're doing it as well, make sure you don't have loops at the back. And if you do happen to have them, before you attach your beads, just give it a hammer with your rubber mallet to flatten it down at the back. And if it's still not good, try and tie it in with a piece of wire to, you know, the loop, to try and hold it into the piece, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I've got 3 in a group there. Now I'm just going to go off camera and do this again, as I said, for time thing. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to place another 3 here, and I've got a little gold ball here. I'm going to place him up the top there as I come up. So I'll place him first, then put another 3 grouped to here, and then maybe another 3, or I will do another 3 down here. But you just place them any way that you like, and you'll see what mine looks like when I come back. So all I'm going to do now is obviously just take my wire through, weave it through, and bring it up to where I want to go. So that's all you need to do as well. See you when I get back. Okay, I'm back with you now. And I've got my 3 little bundles there. I just think I could have moved this one up a little bit higher, I think. But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's just me being picky. So I'm finishing off. This is my last one down here. So I'm just going to, I've started wrapping that around there. And I'm just going to finish that wire wrap. So you just find somewhere where you can finish yours off. That was the easiest place for me to get to. Cut that wire off. Tap it down, of course. Okay, so I've got my little gold bead up there. I've got this bit of twisted wire hanging around. So I'm just going to wrap him around there. Bring him in nice and tight. And I'm just going to wrap him around that bead. I find it easier to do this if you turn. You do whatever way you find it easier to do. get that in nice and tight. Push it down with your nails. Okay, I'm just going to tighten that wire up there. Bring it in a bit closer. Got him going around there, so I'm just going to finish my wrap off. Didn't really bring that twisted wire in very tight there, so try that one again. There we go, that's better. Don't know why these things always happen to me on camera. It's just, I've got a little twist in that I don't want. Just pushing that down again with my nails to make sure it's sitting in there nice and tight. And then you can finish. I don't want too much bulk up here, but it might be necessary. If I can find somewhere else to... anyway, you find somewhere else nicer to, you know, less inconspicuous to wrap it off. I'm just going to do this just for the time's sake on this video. My videos have been taking, one actually took over 24 hours to upload, so yeah, just drives me insane. So I'm just trying to keep my videos as short as I possibly can, and I want to show you guys as much as I can as well, and it's not a win-win situation. Okay, for this this one here, I'm going to do what did I do on the other one? Yeah, a wire wrap loop. Bend that over there, and the only reason I'm doing a wire wrap loop, actually this one's not too bad. You could just do a simple loop there if you wanted to match up with my other one, but also to if you've got a bit of messy wire wrapping up here, you can cover it up with your wire wrap loops. So hopefully I should have enough wire here to get around a couple of times anyway. Get that in straight. Oh, I didn't flush cut that to start with. Ah, Linda. Just enough wire. Yeah, just covers up that messy bit a little bit. On this one it wasn't too bad, but on my other one it was pretty bad. That's why I did it. Cut that off. Push it down. Straighten it up. Okay. One last bit to go, or second last bit to go. I've got this, I think there's a rice-shaped, I'm not sure. I've had these like for donkey's years. I don't even know if you can still get them. I haven't seen them, but I haven't, then again, I haven't been looking for them because I don't use Chinese crystals anymore. And I've got quite a long head pin here, bald head pin that I made myself, and I've made that for a reason. I'm just going to come in and wire wrap that. This is on 24 gauge wire. I made this. And making our wrap loop as you would. terrible. Gosh, I'm not having much luck with my loops today, am I? Okay, so I'm just going to start wrapping this. Sit nicely. So I'm going to bring it down until it's nice and tight on that bead, which that is. And now I'm going to wrap it. I've shown you how to do a double wrap before, but I'm going to do a triple wrap on this one because I want it to look like a Christmas light, you know, the Christmas light bulb, and it has that coily bit around the top. So I thought, since it's a Christmas earring, I'll make it look like or as close as I can make it look like a Christmas light bulb, Christmas tree light bulb. I just want to tidy those little wraps up a little bit to make it look more like the coil. Just gently pushing those in. And I think that looks like a Christmas light bulb, don't you? What do you reckon? Cut that little tail off. And pushing in. There we go, little Christmas light bulb. So that little rice shape thing was, I think, pretty much perfect shape for that. Okay, so I've just got a little tiny little jump ring here. I could have wire wrapped that onto my loop there if I wanted to, my loop there at the bottom. But I did try that and I found it quite hard to get that light bulb looking neat by doing that. So that's why I decided I would add this. It's only a tiny little jump ring. It's not going to make much difference at all to the length of the earring. As you can see, it's a tiny little one. So that's our little Christmas light bulb hanging at the end of our Christmas earring, Christmas tree earring. And one last thing is our, what's it called? An ear wire. I crack myself up sometimes when I just can't think of words. Add that on. And I think this one with the little red bead on the top kind of looks like a lantern hanging there. So that's our little Christmas tree earring, which I think is quite cute and a little bit different. I haven't seen anything, any tutorials exactly like this, so something a little bit different for you, hopefully. Here's its friend, and I've made this one quite bigger. Now this is a very good point, is to make them at the same time. Even though I've used exactly the same frame size and everything at the back there, somehow I've gotten this one a bit bigger. But honestly, when you've got one in one ear and one in the other ear, I don't think anybody's going to notice that much if you did make a mistake. And again, the little light bulb on the end of that one. Yeah. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've got the same amount of things on each side. I don't know. It does. As I said, make them together. Do them step by step. Do one lot on one earring, one lot on the other. You know, do it like that so that you've got it perfect, or as close to perfect as you can get. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about these Christmas earring, guys. But before this tutorial comes out, I will oxidize and clean up and polish it, and that will be on the thumbnail picture. I'll also post them in my Facebook group as well. That brings me to Facebook. Numbers are coming up. That's great. Everybody's posting. The ladies are doing some beautiful work on there. So if you want some inspiration, down in the description, I will leave a link for my private Facebook group. It's private. You have to answer questions to get in, and it's a nice safe place to have a chat with ladies, comment on their work, post your own work, all that sort of stuff. There's also a link down the bottom to a Patreon if